Okay, so I think we should go ahead and get started. Yeah, people can still join us if they need to. And you are admitting people into the virtual space?
Yes.
Perfect, great. So I hope everyone online and here in person is doing well. Thanks for joining us for our How to Choose Your Tech Major and Find Community at UMD panel. And I'm curious, you can put your responses in the chat for our virtual folks, and for in person, raise of hands. How many of us are high school students? How many of us are current UMD students? Awesome. Great. We have a room full of current UMD students, which is amazing. I love it. So today, definitely, we're a small group. Ask us questions. Let us know. If I can ask our Technica colleagues here to keep an eye on our chat, if you don't mind, and let us know if we have questions, that would be amazing. So online community, ask away. My name is Amy Valancourt. I am the Breakthrough Tech. I'm going to tell you more about what Breakthrough Tech is. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator. I am also part-time and academic advisor at the College of Information Studies. So as an FYI, that's me. And I will turn this over to my colleague, Natalie.
Hello, I'm Natalie Letkus-Solomon. I'm a senior academic advisor in the Department of Computer Science.
Hi, I'm Eva. I'm a junior on the BA track for immersive media. Hi, I'm Mary Ann. I'm an information science junior.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm a senior computer science major.
Perfect. So what we want to talk to you about today is give you a little bit more information about the Breakthrough Tech program, which is a wonderful resource for students who are either just about to enter UMD or who are currently at UMD. And specifically, I want to talk about our tech majors here, our computing majors, what they are and how to apply, and the differences between them, kind of help you make some selections if you have questions, or maybe make a change if one of them is new or unexpected for you. And of course, we'll have time for Q&A. I'll be honest, usually this presentation is a little bit longer, so I'm gonna zip through some of these things. Don't worry about it. We're gonna answer any questions that you have. Will be available after the fact. We'll make sure our online folks have our emails as well to connect with you. All right, but again, stop us at any point if you have questions. Okay, so Breakthrough Tech. So the main Breakthrough Tech is a program here at UMD, and it's a collaboration across all of the majors that you're going to hear about from today, as well as our undecided colleges, our letters and sciences folks, because we invite a lot of students from that program to come and check out our majors. And the point of Breakthrough Tech is to help address some of the gender gaps for women and non-binary folks in the tech world. And we want to do that by increasing the number of underrepresented folks in tech. So that includes all the communities that you see on the screen in front of you. And it includes that we have created and implemented and teach a few different courses to offer some different entry points into tech, right? If you don't want to jump into a really advanced Java class, you kind of want to warm up a little bit, we offer that, and we've helped build a class, which I'll show you. We do a lot on professional development, including an internship program for folks who have not yet had an internship. So if you're a first-year student or a second-year student who hasn't had a tech internship yet, it's a great opportunity for you, as well as building community. We have a lot of social events. Marianne and Eva run things do a lot of fun things, and they'll tell you more about that side as well. Here are some of those courses that are open to all UMD students that we recommend that you consider, especially in your first year or so, especially if you don't yet have any programming experience. So 125, we're hoping that'll be a gen ed soon, just a little side note there. And that's a really great class that's applicable in a few different majors. It's a really good starting point if you haven't taken a programming class yet. In CMSC 100, INST 101, That is a 1-credit course. It's the equivalent of UNIV, right? If any of you have heard about that, that 1-credit course for students who are just entering the University of Maryland, that's also a great option because it focuses on the tech majors. All right, and I'll turn it over to Natalie to discuss immersive media and yes.
Okay. All right, so I am an advisor in the Department of Computer Science, but it overlaps a little bit with IMD, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit too. So for IMD, which is Immersive Media Design, they have 2 different tracks. So there is the computing track, which you get a Bachelor's of Science degree, and there's the Emerging Creatives track, which is a Bachelor's of Arts degree. For both of these, there's courses that overlap, the IMD courses that overlap between the 2 of them. But for the Bachelor's of Science degree, there's going to be about 8 computer science courses that you would take on, in the computing track of immersive media design or in the computer science major. And then there's 4 courses that you would take for art. Then on the emerging creatives track, there's 7 art courses that you would take. And then the computing courses are sparsed in there. So it's kind of flipped. So for incoming students, if we have any who are online, for high school students that are applying to the university, the way to get into both the immersive media design major and the computer science major, it's pretty much the same application process. So the application process, it is twofold. The first step, it's 1 application, you apply to the University of Maryland, and you can submit I think it's the Coalition app or the Common app. So there's 1 application to the university, and you can indicate if you want to major in immersive media design or computer science on that application. So there's a couple of different admissions decisions that you might receive. So the first is that you're admitted to the university and admitted to your choice of major. The second is that you're admitted to the university, but not admitted to your choice of major. And the third is that you're just not admitted to the university. So if you're admitted to the university and admitted to your choice of major, then you're directly admitted, and great, you can start right into the courses for your major. If you are admitted to the university but not admitted to your choice of major, don't worry, there's still a chance you can apply to either of these majors as an internal transfer. It's just that you would start in the Department of Letters and Sciences first. Then after you complete the gateway courses successfully, you would transfer in to one of the majors. So for current students to apply for the immersive media and design major, so if you're going for the computing track, which is the BS degree, you'd first need to take IMDM 101, which is Introduction to Immersive Media, and complete that with a grade of C- or higher. You need to take CMSC 131 or CMSC 133, both of which are object-oriented programming courses taught in Java, and complete that with a grade of C- or higher. You also need CMSC 132, which is object-oriented programming 2 with a grade of C- or higher, and Calculus 1, Math 140 with a grade of C- or higher. Completing these 4 courses, it usually can be done within a student's first 2 semesters or first year at the university. So they're not too delayed with declaring their official major. And along with earning a grade of C- or higher in all these courses, a minimum GPA of 2.7 must be earned. For the Emerging Creatives track, there's an Art 100 course that you need to take, Art 110, and IMDM 127. So 1 less gateway course, but the running theme is still the minimum grade of C- or higher and the 2.7 GPA.
Part 131, then you do not need to take 127 if you're switching it from another major.
Thank you. So as you can see, like I said before, there's a lot of overlap between the computing track of IMD and computer science. So these gateway courses look very familiar. There are 3 of the 4 of them are the same between IMD and the computing track of IMD and CS. So if you are in letters and sciences, if you've taken CMSC 131, CMSC 132, and Math 140, earned a grade of C- or higher, have the 2.7 GPA, you can apply to the CS major. Right now, it's not a competitive process. Of course, that may be subject to change in future academic years, but for now, it's not a competitive process. So if you meet these criteria, you're in. And then computer science, we do have several different tracks that are available within the major. So everybody in the major is a computer science major, but they can choose a specialization. Right now, we have 4 different specializations. We have cybersecurity, data science, machine learning, and quantum information. And I've just listed out, some of the requirements for the computer science major that students can expect to take throughout the major. So of course, there's lower level courses like CMSE 131 and 132, CMSE 216 and 250. 216 is going to be a more advanced programming course where you start learning different languages after CMSE 132. And then CMSE 250 is discrete structures. CMSE 330 is yet even more advanced programming course where you do start to learn even more languages, and 351, which is algorithms. There's 4 math courses that are required for the CS major. So there's Math 140, Calculus 1, Math 141, Calculus 2, a 200 level math course. Most students will choose from linear algebra, Calculus 3, or differential equations. And then the last one is a 400 level statistics course. And then all students, regardless of what track they're on in the computer science major, will take at least 21 credits of upper level CMSE coursework. That's about 7 classes. And of those 7 classes, at least 5 of them are going to need to be within the distributive areas that we have within the major. Area 1 is systems, area 2 is info processing, area 3 is software engineering and programming languages, area 4 is theory, and area 5 is numerical analysis. So that was a very basic rundown of the computer science major. So if you want some more information, we do have prospective student workshops on October 28th and November 11th. You can sign up on that link. You can also go to the undergrad.cs.umd.edu to our prospective student page. You can also sign up for one-on-one meetings with our computer science ambassadors or email us at undergrad@cs.umd.edu. And that I'll let Amy take back over.
Thank you, Natalie. I want to give, before we move on to the College of Information Studies, I want to give Andrew one sentence of favorite thing is yes.
Sorry? Okay. I think there's a lot of benefits. Sorry, is it one sentence only though? Okay. For me, the first thing that comes to my mind is like community. I think computer science is like one of the biggest majors on campus, and because of that, a lot of people from like diverse communities are coming and taking computer science courses, which is our opportunity to connect with a lot of people and make a lot of new friends. It's really fun.
And to Eva, please. Eva, for you, can you explain the difference between the immersive media tracks?
Yes, so there are 2 tracks, the VS track and the VO track. And the main difference is what it emphasizes. So while both tracks do have utility art and have utility programming classes, the programming classes for the BS track are much more similar to the computer science courses. There are a lot of classes that overlap. So it's a really cool collaborative environment. Like I'm on the BA track, one of my friends is on the BS track. So as a result, it's a very similar environment to Technica where we say, okay, what are your what are your expertise when we're doing a group project? There's a lot of flexibility with it. And I'll say, okay, I want to do UI UX. And my friend will do the back end, and it tends to mesh pretty well. As far as the main differences really is that the art track is a lot more art classes, but within that, it's a very small major currently, and there's a lot of flexibility. So I know a lot of people on the art track got permission to take the VR programming class this semester because we had all the same prerequisites. It's just a little bit more visual-based coding with using kind of generative art and that kind of stuff rather than other object-oriented programming, but there's a huge overlap.
That's great. Thank you, Eva. Okay, so moving on to the College of Information Studies, and Marian, don't you worry, I have not forgotten about you. I'll put you on the spot shortly. All right, so the exciting thing about the College of Information Studies is that we have 3 majors, 2 of which are new. And we're gonna start with InfoSci Classic as I think about this. So this is more a broad major within our college. So it's a highly interdisciplinary major and that has a lot, that is also the case with our other two. But we're focused on technology, information, and psychology as your kind of formal curriculum areas. But our students are out there solving organizational and societal problems in innovative ways. They're really thinking about how tech is applied to humanity, to solve problems, to preserve information in libraries, to curate information, for example. But they do all sorts of cool things. So I'm not going to go through all of the classes here, but this is a big picture of our curriculum. And it's the across campus, no matter your major, you're going to have to earn this same total number of credits for your bachelor's degree, and you're going to need to take your gen eds, of course. In InfoSci, you have benchmarks, and you'll see a combination of those humanities, social science courses, such as our Psych 100, along with your theory and your math and your coding and your programming. So it's a balance of the two. So you need pre-calc, or you can transfer it in if you already have that, perfect. But you need at least pre-calc as well. And then our students, for their object-oriented programming class, their INST 126, will focus on Python. And notice that we also do have a statistics requirement of Stat 100. And then our students move on to core classes. So all students take the benchmarks, all students take our core classes. And that includes taking the second level of Python, INST 326, and a combination of programming and humanities courses, social science courses, focused coursework, and then some that are a bit of a balance between the two. Then all of our students take a project group-based capstone, INST 490. All three of our majors have their equivalent. They're all group-based, project-based courses. And then for InfoSci, students also have to take 15 credits in their major at the upper level. So you get some freedom there about what you want to pursue for your electives. In some areas that we call these cognate areas within InfoSci, you don't have to stick to one of these, but we can talk you through which grouping of courses would help. These are our major areas of research and study in our program. So data science, bit of statistics, really thinking about visualizing quantitative data that we have, and however you want to apply that, right? Many different fields you can apply that, whether that's finance or for the government doing research of that digital curation as well, thinking about how we're preserving data and information, or maybe bringing things analog to digital, for example. Cybersecurity, of course. You can already see a lot of intersections with the other two majors we've discussed and across majors on campus, right? They just have their own point of view. And of course, health informatics. If you're interested also in a life science, like biology, for example, or if you're interested in focusing data science skills in the health field, if you're interested in pre-med, anything like that, this is a great supplement. One of the wonderful things about all three of the InfoSci College of Information Studies majors is that I'm going to be honest, I completely lost my train of thought there. It'll come back to me. But you can move between them, and you have flexibility for a second major. That was what I was going to say. There's a lot of flexibility within all three of our degree programs to pursue something alongside it. So whether that's just you love music and you want to keep doing that, or if you want to be pre-med or pre-law, whatever, or learn language, that's totally fine. And that can either blend with your major towards a particular goal or be completely separate from it. That is up to you. Okay, social data science. Social data science is one of the two new programs. This is a collaboration between BSOS, which is the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences, and the iSchool. So it's a partnership, and you're basically doing half a humanities degree, and you do have to pick which type, social science degree. You do have to pick a specialization. I'll show you the options in a moment, and have InfoSci classes along with some survey classes. So there's quite a bit of statistics that you learn in here as well, because you are solving problems in the world using data analysis, collection, visualization, right? Specifically for good. And there's a really strong focus through the College of Information Studies for ethics, accessibility, innovation, and responsible innovation. Okay. And here are some of those areas within the BSOS college that you would focus in. So everything from African American studies to government and politics to psychology, public health, and don't hold me to this, but we're working on journalism as well. So I even have one of my ambassadors just this morning was telling us about their double major in that. So those are some of the areas that if you're interested in those, you can pursue as part of social data science. And here's the snapshot of the social data science courses. Note that our benchmark ones are very similar to our other two majors. And that's because it's early in the programs, it's easy to go between the College of Information Studies majors, the three of them. Okay. And there's a similar balance between, you know, the tech courses and your programming courses and the social sciences, as well as the capstone that I mentioned before here, numbered 492. Okay, technology and information design. So this is all about designing solutions to things. This is for our makers, our builders who want to build systems that solve problems and help people. And it's absolutely a blend between people, information, and design. And it's very, very hands-on. You're doing a lot of project work. There are a lot of design labs involved with this. And a lot of the electives are things like, I think there are 2 game design classes. There's one on, I believe, social justice design thing as well. So, and we're still building this program. Again, you notice the benchmark ones are very similar to our other 2 majors as well. This one adds in sociology, which is noteworthy, and it has its own benchmark of INST 104. And this one is, of course, a bit more design focused. It's a little smidge less technical skills based and more practical. Has in that way has some things in common with the BA track in immersive media. And I want to underline this too is a Bachelor of Arts program. Social data science and information science are both Bachelors of Science programs. This, the design, is a BA, just as a heads up. Okay, Marianne, InfoSci, what is one thing you think that we should all know about your major and or the college and what makes us special?
I think what makes us special is what you said before, is how there's such a big focus on ethics and accessibility. I think that's why I ended up taking information science as a freshman and not taking data science, is because like I just had such a big interest in doing social good. So I always thought like information science would be the perfect degree for me. Like I like how it's a mix of humanities and programming. Like you still learn the skills. Like I know people who've gone to work for big companies, but you know, you'll come out of the BS of information science and knowing how to work in groups, thinking about people's different needs and things like that. And we always have a lot more fun. I'm crying in class, I promise.
All right, we all know how Marianne feels. That's great. I love it. I love how all 3 of our panelists here are very attached to their programs. So I appreciate that. So the main difference between any of the 3 InfoSci majors and the CS immersive media is that LEP difference, right? And I know most of us in the room are internal students, but I'm imagining we've got a number of virtual high school students joining us or virtual attendees as well. So that's great. This is not an LEP, it's not limited, right? So if you are at Maryland and you're eligible, you can join us. Okay, there's no gateways, you don't need to apply. If you are a new student, you can see here that would simply apply to the University of Maryland through regular system. Select one of the majors as your preference, and note that it's easy, as I mentioned, relatively simple to move between the 3 College of Information Studies majors. And for your convenience, I put the admissions link and the email to ask them any admission specific questions that you might have. Then for current students, the process is you simply need to attend a change of major session with us, and I've given you the link on our presentation, and then submit a plan basically to us, to the advisors here, and we'll change your major for you. It's pretty simple, and we're 100% available to you all. We have drop-in hours where you can come and ask us questions and follow up, but start with the information session.
I also wanted to add for information science is that in the iSchool, there's ambassadors like me who are like students who work in the undergrad office, and we do have ambassador hours. If you're uncomfortable talking to advisors, as you can see right here, we do have in-person hours on Fridays, pretty much all day on Friday. So there's someone like me, another student who can come in, chat with you. We're all really friendly, we're all really nice. You know, if you have questions about any of the 3 majors or the difference between the 3 majors, us, any of the CS majors, or immersive design, come on Fridays. And we're also available during advising hours during the week.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to mention, this was something that I didn't realize when I switched from the BS track of immersive media to the BA track. And one thing is that between the 2 different tracks, I finished to mention that they are under different advising colleges. So the BA track is housed under Arts and Humanities, while the BS track is housed under CMNS, or the Computing, Mathematics, and Natural Sciences College. As a result, the gen ed requirements are different. It doesn't affect it too much, but it's just something to be aware of, because I was not, and I was someone who told me.
Yeah, so in short, talk to your advisors, right? As you're adding the major, joining the major, there are some nuances here. Don't worry if you didn't catch them all today. Your advisors will help.
Advisors are awesome. They're really fantastic. We're a small program, everyone knows each other.
All right, and we're gonna whip through this because we are at time, but we are going to be, the 5 of us are going to be available outside the door for a few minutes as well to answer any questions you all might have. For Breakthrough Tech, a couple of our programs for incoming students or students who have not started taking their tech classes yet, there is a summer 1-week guild program. There is a small stipend with this, FYI. It's a great opportunity to get yourself ready to start taking tech classes. There's also the Sprinternship. It has passed for this year, okay, the application process. But next fall, if you haven't had a tech internship yet, consider applying in September for January of 2024. And that's a great winter internship program where there's also a stipend. It's a great first industry experience. And then our community, I encourage you all to take a picture of this, join our Slack page. This is how we'll get you information about all of the other programs that we run for students. So that includes our peer mentoring program. It includes these guild and Sprinternship reminders, our social events. We have speakers who come to campus. We have game nights, all sorts of wonderful fun events that we invite the community to. All right, and if you want to learn more, take a picture of go.umd.edu/connect. And then this email at the bottom right corner, that breakthroughtech@umd.edu, capture that now. Again, that is breakthroughtech@umd.edu. If that's the only thing you take away, it's that, breakthroughtech@umd.edu. There you can email me, Amy. One of my roles as community outreach coordinator is to help refer you to the right place. So if you're just completely lost, want someone to hold your hand through the process, that is what I am here for. So please feel free to reach out to me and let me know how I can help. All right, so we'll chat with you outside, I think.